guys, I'm back. It has been a really crazy week. I've been super duper busy, but I'm back. Make sure if you guys want to see more that you like and subscribe. I need y'all to be a part of my spiritual badass crew. Come on now. Today, I wanted to talk to you guys about labels. Specifically, labels like the twin flame label, soulmate, karmic, false twin flame, all those wonderful labels for spiritual connections. Oh, I do not want to talk about this subject, but I'm going to because I know that it is a topic that is in high demand. So, what is a label as its essence? It is a 3D term that we use to describe the connection between two different things, right? We call this, my wonderful prop, we call this a spoon, right? And our connection to the spoon is that we use it to eat certain things, like soup, cereal, ice cream. I could go for some ice cream right now. But if we decide to call this spoon a fork, I don't think it's going to change into a fork. It's not going to change the connection that we have to this object if we call it a fork. We're not going to all of a sudden start using this object, got to do the whole, like those people do. We're not going to start using this to eat steak. That would be kind of difficult, right? So if we call this a fork, it's not going to change, right? The connection that we have to the spoon is not going to change. Same thing goes for spiritual labels like twin flame, soulmate, karmic, false twin flame, all these other 3D labels that we use to describe 5D connection. The connection that you have to somebody is going to be what that connection is meant to serve in your life, no matter what you decide to call it. Calling that connection, putting a certain label on it, isn't going to change the essence of the connection, just like calling a spoon a fork is not going to change the spoon into a fork, your connection to that object. We're not going to start using the spoon to eat steak, although it sounds pretty interesting, and I get pretty amused easily, so I might try it. Maybe not, but you get what I'm trying to say. Same thing goes with my other wonderful props that I have here. If I try to call this lemon a lime, it's not going to change. It's not going to change this lemon into this lime. Maybe look. You are a lime. Boom. Magic trick. Right? You totally didn't see me put that behind my back. No. Point is that it's not going to change the connection that you have to this person. It's not going to change the purpose that this connection serves in your life if you call it a karmic, a soulmate, twin flame, false twin flame. Because what I see a lot is people changing how they handle a certain situation based only on the label. In the connection, your behavior changes. The changes don't come from the label. So the changes don't come from somebody finding out about the label and changing just because they found out what the label is. And I see questions all the time. My twin flame did this. What do I do? My twin flame this. What do I do? What do I do? Twin flame. What do I do? Twin flame. What do I do? Don't allow the label to dictate your behavior. The behavior change comes from the changes that you make inside of you, not from the label, not from Googling, finding the label, placing the label on this connection, and then all of a sudden changing how you handle things. You know, and I do recognize that although the label doesn't matter, the label at the same time, it does matter. We are part human and we are part spirit, right? If we deny or reject the human part of ourselves, aren't we still rejecting a part of ourselves? And if we're rejecting a part of ourselves, how is that self-love? And it would be the same on the other side. If we are rejecting that aspect of ourselves, how are we fully loving ourselves? If we're shoving that to the side, pushing that aspect of ourselves away too. You know, labels help us navigate and communicate in this 3D world. You know, if somebody is describing the sky and they're saying, or they're using the label sky to describe the grass, right? And they're saying the sky is green. Somebody else is going to be like, well, it's not green. The sky is not green. It's blue. And it has the potential to cause an argument because there's going to be miscommunication there, right? It has the potential to cause an argument because you're talking about two different things. And the label that you're using, you each have two different definitions of what that label is. And now it's a lot easier when it comes down to 3D objects, things that we can see, things that we can hear, taste, smell. The 3D world. Woo. It gets complicated when it comes down to the more spiritual matters because we can't sense those things in 3D. Those are, you know, it's the 5D. Things that we can't smell, touch, taste, see. And so that's why it's still important to have at least somewhat of a general definition of what these labels mean. Because what I've seen is that the term twin flame and soulmate have now started to become almost interchangeable. And everybody's truth is their own truth, and everything always happens for a reason, and all that in a bag of chips. You know, everything always just is, and it's perfectly imperfect. But I still, and I'll probably do another video on this topic because it's in demand. Everything always is as it should be, but you know, if somebody stumbles across this video and it makes sense to them, you know, it's kind of like, how can you recognize that you may have a different thought process or have a different understanding of something if you're never presented with different information? So labels, they don't matter. The connection is going to be whatever it's meant to serve in your life. But at the same time, we do need to have, to the best of our ability, certain definitions of what these things are. Otherwise, there's going to be miscommunication. You know, if people are trying to find something that resonates with them, they're going to have a harder time finding what resonates with them because, you know, they're searching the label and they're not finding something that resonates with them. You know what I mean? So they are important. But the truth behind these labels, and this is something that you have a greater understanding of about the label, is that it's not going to change the connection that you have to this person. Like I said, I can call this spoon a fork. It's not going to change the connection that I have to this object. Right? Doesn't matter what label you place on it. It's just going to be what it's meant to. But still know what the label is, because there's a lot of information out there. There's a lot of different information out there. My gosh, like a wormhole of information. And there was always a understanding that the label was, a spiritual connection that catalyzes a massive, massive, massive spiritual awakening, and, the separation caused by ego, and then healing and union, because you have people that applied the label to a connection that may not have been it, and then that's where, all these other, twin flames rarely get back together, and then all this, now they, false twin flame, and all this other labels and thought processes that come out from it. So, like I said, the label matters, but it doesn't. It's like a paradox, right? Alrighty, I think that is all that I have for you guys today. If you guys have any questions or have any requests for any videos, leave me a comment or shoot me an email. I am a coach. I'm a life, relationship, spiritual coach. I do free 30-minute initial sessions, so make sure you email me if you are interested in. I do also coach spiritual connections like twin flames, soulmates, and all that jazz. Again, if you guys want to see more, make sure that you subscribe and like and comment. Let me know what you guys want to hear about, because I have some ideas floating around in my mind, but I also want to hear what you guys want to hear about. So until next time, guys.